when it comes to bullying and when somebody gets bullied, usually parents and schools, they think of it as, they think of the solution as kind of ignoring it and letting it be. But we don't have to ignore, we have to report it.
Welcome to yet another episode of Startup Central. Here we talk to the founders of different startups about their unique business ideas and how they started off and the learnings and their journey, so that you can have an idea into what it is to start up in India. Today we have with us one of the youngest entrepreneurs, Anushka Jolly, who is only 13 years old, but she seems to have created an impact which is unimaginable with her anti-bullying squad, which is a platform which is constantly trying to raise awareness against bullying. So, hello Anushka and welcome to Inside IIM.
Hi, it's really nice to be here. Thank you for having me over.
You are one of the youngest entrepreneurs in India, and you are actually the youngest contestant who went on Shark Tank India. So how does it feel? Like how could you garner courage at the age of 13? Is it daunting?
Actually, from my perspective, it isn't really daunting, because I think being one of the youngest entrepreneurs to be on Shark Tank India has really just given me an edge, instead of made me feel like I was not that much of an entrepreneur. And I think I've always advocated for being different, and that being different and being special is a good thing. So me being young is different, it's special. And to me, that's nothing but a good thing.
You started at the age of 9, right? This initiative. So for me, if I think about myself at the age of 9, I did not know what bullying exactly is, like I did not have the awareness. So how come you had the awareness at the same time, the knowledge to start an initiative at such a young age?
I had personally experienced bullying when I had gone through it, and I had also witnessed it. So I did know what it was like to be in that situation. And I think that's what really made me want to get into this and create a further impact. And at the same time, I was also very interested into things like entrepreneurship, because I used to watch Shark Tank USA with my dad, and seeing people solve problems so innovatively inspired me to also take it forward and stop bullying in an entrepreneurial way. And I think when you spoke about having the sensitivity and the knowledge at the age of 9, a lot of that I have to give credit to my parents and my school and the environment that I grew up in, because we talked about bullying, we spread awareness about it, and so it wasn't something like a taboo.
On your page, I have noticed that you mainly right now you're focusing on webinars and counseling sessions. Why don't you elaborate a bit on the two aspects of it, and what is your role in both the aspects?
These webinars are basically kind of like sessions where I go to a group of people or schools or campuses or NGOs, and I talk to multiple kids about bullying. So usually the flow of events is that I present a PPT, and then I answer their questions, we do a quiz, people share their experiences. So it's a very healthy kind of discussion that happens. When it comes to the counseling sessions, it's basically people who have been bullied or have witnessed it and they want to take action to stop it. They reach out asking for help. So in these scenarios, usually when it's very basic, and I think I would be able to handle it since I have a good amount of knowledge about bullying, I counsel the victims myself. But sometimes the situation may get a little bit out of hand, and the victim may need professional help, professional support. So we do have professional counselors on board.
So when you say you do the webinars and also you do the counseling at the first level, so are you certified or are you educating yourself? How are you becoming credible? That is basically my question.
First of all, I have been researching about bullying for over 3 years. So when I actually started Anti-Bullying Squad, the first thing I did was talk to psychologists, talk to victims, talk to bullies, talk to bystanders, all of the people who have been involved in the situation, along with professional psychologists. And I keep myself updated about the topic, about its laws, and I've taken online courses about it. So I know exactly what is it, how to stop it, how to go about different situations, using also not only just textbook learning, but also my own personal experiences.
Speaking about online education, now that online education is everywhere, so we have a new type of bullying in the arena, that is the cyberbullying, the online bullying. So how are you handling that aspect?
Cyberbullying is something I've learned to focus most of my efforts on, especially since the pandemic started, because that's when cyberbullying sort of increased like a ton, especially in India.
Yeah.
So the app that I'm working on currently, Kavach, it also covers the aspect of cyberbullying, as in you can also anonymously report cyberbullying. And the one thing I believe that helps the most in that case is the option to upload proof. Cyberbullying is like a total proof-based approach. You can take screenshots of like people messaging you mean stuff, somebody leaking your personal information, and because of that, it can also help uh, uh, the people who are actually looking at the situation to find the offender very easily.
So on Shark Tank India, you specifically received funding for the app, right? The Kavach app, which you just spoke about. So how are you planning to use the funding? How are you planning to promote the app? And why don't you talk about some of its unique feature in detail?
Kavach basically is an anonymous incident reporting app where either parents or students can report incidents, bullying incidents anonymously. And then the schools, from their panel, from their admin panel, they can view these incidents and they can also take appropriate action as to how to sort them out and stuff. And other than that, schools can also see the bullying that takes place in their institution with detailed reports and analysis, and then they can proceed to take corrective action to prevent more cases. So it's kind of like the app kind of incorporates the essence of both reporting as well as preventing. The thing about Kavach that differentiates it from other apps out there is, I think, three things. First of all, the anonymity. Second of all, the option to upload proof, which helps especially in cases of cyberbullying, which I just talked about. And lastly, we provide an impact certificate to all the students who then proceed to tell other students to download the app.
So you said that the school will take the action when someone reports anonymously. So you are going to affiliate with every school? Like say suppose a person is in a particular school which doesn't know about this particular app, then what is the approach?
So for example, a parent reports or a student reports from a school and the school is not associated with the app, we then take that particular incident, we reach out to the school and we convince the school to take appropriate action.
So speaking about Shark Tank, one of the sharks, Namita Thapar, was already your mentor at the Young Entrepreneur Academy, if I'm not wrong. And she has helped you with the initiative at a very early stage. So how has she impacted in your journey?
I actually met Miss Namita back in 2018. I registered for Young Entrepreneurs Academy, which was probably the first ever step I had taken with my properly with my enterprise. And there at the investor panel, I actually won funding. So that was my first ever investment that I've ever received in my entire life. She was there, she watched me receive the funding and all of that. And then she even congratulated me after. And I have known her for a really long time. She's helped me like scale my initiative because she was there at the panel. And when I saw her at Shark Tank, actually, I had no idea that she was going to be a shark. Like we only got to know the sharks about 2-3 days before final shooting. And she didn't know that I was going to be a contestant because like they don't reveal that to the sharks. In the pitch room, when I walked in, she was completely surprised and shocked and happy to see me. And she did also offer like support and her mentorship and guidance, which I think it means the world to me.
Is there any particular thing you want to talk about bullying in terms of awareness in our platform, since we are a learning community?
One thing I'd like to emphasize is that when it comes to bullying, And when somebody gets bullied, usually parents and schools, they think of it as, they think of the solution as kind of ignoring it and letting it be. But we don't have to ignore. We have to report it, because only if bullying incidents are reported, only then can they be finally resolved and victims can gain like justice for whatever they've gone through. So it's very, very important for us to report.
Okay. So I think that was a lovely interview, Anushka. I mean, at this age, being so confident and being able to take up an initiative and create impact is something which, I mean, is an inspiration to many. That is brilliant. I hope all your dreams come true, Anushka, and I hope you keep working towards your goals.